Hi there, Malcolm here with my 53rd Booktube video, and today I'll be reviewing my book of the month, Aurora Rising by Alastair Reynolds. And this is book one of the Prefect Dreyfus series, which is in turn a prequel spin-off to the Revelation Space series. A fact that I didn't know at the time when I picked this up. I'm very comfortable with it because this is the first chronologically speaking. It's also worth pointing out the typo on the front cover where it says a Prefect Dreyfus emergency. They've misspelt the word Dreyfus. So this is a science fiction police procedural style adventure story set in a collection of 10,000 habitats that orbit a large planet, where one of the habitats is suddenly and completely destroyed. It's left to Prefect Dreyfus to uncover whodunit and then the plot behind it. Unfortunately for whodunit, the blurb on the back slightly spoils the surprise, and that it explains that the titular character, Aurora, is the culprit. I mean, it says it right there. You can't even miss it easily. Also says it right there. Really obvious. The fact that nobody actually knows who Aurora is does keep some mystery in there. The story is split into two halves. One half following Dreyfus as he is on his investigative path, and doing that he is aided by Deputy Field Sparver, who, as far as I can tell, is a genetically enhanced bipedal pig. So there's that. The other half of the story follows another of his deputies, Thalia Ung, who unwittingly is responsible for a large chunk of the plot, and what results is her in a survival style adventure against ever increasing odds with an ever dwindling supply of resources and time. And I must say, I thoroughly enjoyed both aspects of the story. And whenever the story bounced from one to the other, it was always a welcome change. And quite often with these things, they do the bounce and you think, no, I still want to know what's going on with this character. I mean, you still do, but because you're bouncing to another character that you're really rooting for, you're not put out at all, and you're really eager to see how they're getting on, and then you bounce back again, oh great, what's going on now? I wouldn't say this is necessarily action heavy, but the pressure is really on, the characters are extremely likeable, and you just want to see them succeed. I also really enjoyed the glitter band itself, and the whole world that has been built here. Now this is book 5 of the Revelation Space series, and the first one that I've read. Like I've already said, I'm happy reading it because it's the first chronologically, but I did feel like I was thrown in at the deep end. There's next to no world building at all. The world is already fully established, presumably in the preceding 4 books that already took place. And so some of the terminology, some of the technologies, and some of the aspects took a little while to get the hang of and actually understand what they're talking about. And from what I could understand, there aren't any alien races in this, but more variations upon the human aspect. I also like how it's taken today's technology and done a logical progression of it. And despite living in one of 10,000 space habitats, having done wondrous things to their bodies and their environments, it looks like most of the population live in some sort of virtual reality world linked to the internet, fittingly termed in this world as abstraction, which I take to mean something similar to the Oasis from Ready Player One. Another aspect of the whodunit, but then it gives you the answer almost straight away, is it's established quite early on that there's an insider helping Aurora. Who could it be? Oh, it's this guy, by the way. And it was, oh, okay. You know, you're not left guessing. I mean, there's a mini chapter featuring some mysterious figure doing something they're not supposed to be doing. And then the next time we have a small chapter, we actually find out who they are. And it's not that long after the first mysterious chapter. But like I say, there's enough alternate things going on. Who is Aurora? Why are they doing this in the first place? And can our 3 prefects stop it? And there's also some other stuff going on as well from before this story, mostly featuring a mysterious thing called the Clockmaker, which kind of annoyed me in a way because I had no idea what they're talking about, and I really did feel like I was reading book 2 or 3 in a series. Apparently something happened 11 years before these events. Outcome of that is still happening now. For the lot of the story, the Clockmaker arc seems to be completely separate to the main event. However, toward the end, the two do match up with some really good reveals, followed by a rather sudden and abrupt ending. I mean, the book didn't just end, but there was a conclusion, and there wasn't much preamble after that. It was just, there we are, done, dusted, end of story. But okay then. Really likeable characters. I enjoy Prefect Dreyfus and Thalia and Sparver, and even Aurora and her cohorts. You could see where they were coming from. They weren't just being evil for the sake of being evil. There was actually a legitimate reason why they were doing the things they were doing. So that was cool too. At just over 500 pages, this is quite a big read, but at no point did I find a page wasted or full of nothing useful. I mean, I only picked this up because I read Revenger last year, and I really enjoyed that, and I fancy trying something else by Alastair Reynolds. Really glad I did, and very eager to get on with the Revelation Space series. However, first I'm going to read book 2 of this, Elysium Fire, when I get hold of a copy. booktastic and well deserving of it. So there you go. Have you read Aurora Rising? Have you read Revelation Space? Or anything else by Alastair Reynolds? If so, please let me know your thoughts on them. But as usual, no spoilers, please. Alternatively, if you'd like to share with me what you've read this month, then I'd love to know too. But as always, if you have nothing nice to say, then please keep it to yourself. Thank you. Wishing you all a very happy Christmas. See you next year.